how do you take your first product to actually list it on Amazon? Today's video, that's what we're covering. And if you're new here, my name's Andre, and I make step-by-step tutorials just like this one to help make you do it right. Now let's not waste any more time and get right into it. Before you actually list your products on Amazon, there's two different things that you're gonna need before you can start. Now the first is an Amazon Seller Central account. This is pretty straightforward, but there are two different account types that I want you to keep in mind. I like to use the professional account just because it makes a lot more sense when you're looking to grow and scale your business rather compared to the individual account. Now the second thing you need before listing your product is you need a barcode that's gonna help identify your product and brand so that Amazon can recognize it. Now I'm gonna link a video in the cards below that goes through a step-by-step tutorial on all the different barcodes, which one you need, where to get it, how much they cost, etc. Okay, so now that we have our account and our barcode, we can log into the Seller Central account and actually start to list our first product. If you go to the Catalogs tab, right underneath it, you'll see the tab Add Products. You'll be brought to this page where it's important to differentiate yourself if you're selling an existing product that's already on Amazon or a product that isn't like your own branded product. Now, if you're selling a product that's already on Amazon, this process is pretty straightforward and you'll just type the name into the search box here. For this example, we'll just use a Bose speaker as a product to demonstrate. You can see once I type it in, a bunch of different variations will pop up, and most importantly, you'll see this Apply to Sell tab here. Basically what this means is you'll have to fill out an application and send it into the brand before you have approval to sell their product. This is the case for most trademark items on Amazon. Now in the other case, if you're looking to sell a product that isn't on Amazon or your own private label brand, then you're gonna have to jump back to that first page, and I'll show you that process now. Okay, so now we're back at this page after clicking Add Product. You're gonna choose I'm adding a product not sold on Amazon. You'll be brought to this page where we need to find what category our product will be listed within Amazon. Now before we get into what product category I'm going to use for this example, I wanted to point out an important variable, and that's these lock icons you'll see next to certain categories. Just like applying to sell certain branded products, within these categories you'll need Amazon approval before they let you list your product. I won't go through all of them, but you can see from this page, once you click on a category, you'll be able to click this Request Approval tab and submit your application to list within this category. Now, more than likely, you won't have to do that, and for this example, for our product, we won't have to either. Quickly, before I show you what category we're going to be using for this entire example, I actually want to show you the product that we'll be using that we're listing. Now, if you're familiar with the channel, we've been using this dog ACL brace as a product example, and we found it during a product research tutorial. If you're interested in that video, I'll list it in the cards, but it basically goes step by step to showing you how to find a high demand, low competition product, and this is actually what we found live during the video. Now back to this search tab, the best way to find your category is here. Simply input your product name that best describes what it is. For us, I'm gonna simply input dog brace and press search. From here, you want to choose a category that best represents your product, and luckily for us, this is the first choice here, as you can see from the description that says Dogs Health Supplies Hip and Joint Care. After you click on the category that pertains to your product, you'll be brought to this page where you need to input the product identity information. For our example, we're going to keep things simple through this entire application and act as if we only have one variation or one size of the dog brace. So for this first question, I'm going to select no for does this product have any variations. Right below that, you'll see the product ID tab and a drop-down box to the right with a lock symbol next to it. It's pretty important to note that once you input your UPC number in this box and submit your listing application, you're not going to be able to go in and edit this information. The only way you're going to be able to change this is if you actually go in and delete your listing and then go in and make a new one. For the Product ID tab, input the numbers that you received when purchasing your barcode. After doing so, press the drop-down arrow and select UPC for which type of barcode you're using. Next, we need to input a name for our product. This isn't your title, so don't worry about optimizing with highly searched keywords. For our example, I'm just going to input dog brace here. Finally, the last tab on this page is our brand name that we plan on using. Now, before you input the brand name that you plan on using for this listing, I highly recommend that you go in and search to see if any other companies are using this brand name. I'm going to list a video in the cards right now that goes over step by step doing your trademark, which also goes over how to search if other brand names are available right now. If you watch the trademark video, you'll have seen the brand name that I wanted to use as Dogs Daily is available, so that's what I'm going to input here. After clicking continue, you'll be brought to this page where we need to start filling out some more important information about the product and our brand. For this first tab that says manufacturer, I'm going to input my brand name. You can do the same, or even the manufacturer company name that is making your product. Moving on, luckily for us, our product is not a consumable or expirable, so we can select no here. Below that is our unit count. Now this is not how many units you plan on sending to Amazon. I see people getting confused here, but it's actually the number of parts within your product. For us, there is just one piece, so I'm going to input 1 here. The last question on this page is the unit count or unit of measure. For us, we're going to just select count because it reflects our product the best. Next, the first question on the offer page is the seller SKU. SKU stands for stock keeping unit and basically acts as another means for you to keep track of the different products within your inventory. I like to keep it simple for this and input the product followed by the name so you can see we input dog brace - dogs daily. Next, you'll see the Your Price tab, and this is the price your customers will see when shopping on Amazon. I think pricing your product can be a little tricky when you first start selling on Amazon because there's a lot of different tools and tactics that you can implement to incentivize your customer. You can use different things like undercutting the competition's price or even different coupons that will incentivize your customer to purchase your product. If you're interested in some more tactics that I have in a step-by-step tutorial, make sure to comment down below pricing and I'll send you one over. For our example, I'm going to keep it simple and just input $50 for our price here. Below our listed price is the quantity tab. Here you're going to input how many units you plan on sending to Amazon. Now just as a heads up, this won't be the only time you input this number, and in fact, you'll notice that during the listing application and other parts of the process, you're going to have to input the same information over and over. Next is our condition tab. Here, just make sure you select new unless the product you're selling is not. Then finally, you'll have to choose whether you want to use FBM or FBA. Now there's a huge difference between FBM and FBA when you're looking to scale and grow your business. FBA or Fulfillment by Amazon is the choice that I really highly recommend you use just because it's going to give you access to some really important tools that you don't get through FBM, which is Fulfillment by Merchant. Through FBA, you're going to allow your product to be available through Amazon Prime, as well as you're going to have Amazon pick and ship all the different products that you're selling and all your different inventory. It really honestly just makes sense long term. Don't try and cut corners and save yourself the cost of not paying that fee. So for this section, I always choose Fulfillment by Amazon tab. Now we're ready to move on to the Images tab. So here at the top, click that tab and you'll be brought to this page. Now before I get into some of the vital information for your listing images, if you're finding this video valuable, please make sure to like and subscribe. It does a lot for small channels like myself that are new and growing and need that exposure. Back to the image section here, you'll see this See Image Guidelines tab. Make sure you click this tab and read through these quick bullet points. I can tell you from helping other beginner Amazon sellers that a lot of them who have their listings suppressed find out it happens from going against one of these image guidelines. I'm going to quickly upload 6 images here, but you can see that it's as simple as dragging and dropping those images right into the upload boxes. Now, if you're interested in how to optimize your listing images, I'll insert a video in the cards now that walks you through step by step on how I create my images and what key factors to focus on. Finally, our last steps in the listing process are on the description page. Now, I see a lot of people getting confused with the description section and they think this is where your bullet points go, but this is actually what shows up as you scroll further down the page and just acts as another opportunity for your customer to see some information about the product. If you're at the description page and it looks like this, simply navigate to the left-hand side and select All Attributes. This is going to bring up the key product features, and this is where you'll put one by one the different bullet points for your product. Now let's go back to what you're going to input for the description. You want to put something here that briefly talks about what your product is and how it works. I won't read the entire description I put here, but it's pretty simple and says, support your furry paw pals on their road to recovery with a Dog Daily knee brace. This brace helps reduce joint pain and more. It's portable, durable, and most importantly, you can use it for 4 hours a day for optimal support while they continue with their exercise physical rehabilitation. Finally, under the key product features is where you'll add the bullet points that are really the main focus for your customer to learn about the product. You'll have to do these one by one, so simply copy and paste your bullet point, and once you're finished, click Add More. You should add 5 bullet points to cover all the different aspects of your product completely. Now that you've finished all the required information, you should be able to click Save and Finish. If for some reason it's grayed out, scroll back up to the top and you'll see a red exclamation point next to a page that is missing some required information. Simply click on the title and it will bring you to the page and highlight what's missing from the section. Once you've done this, you're now able to click Save and Finish, and it's up to Amazon to either approve or deny your listing. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've had a listing approved within 15 minutes, and then I've had a listing that took 24 hours before it's approved. Amazon is pretty inconsistent with their approval times, so just try and be patient. Log back into your Amazon Seller Central account and you'll be able to see if your listing was approved. Lastly, if you have any questions or comments, go down below and leave a comment on this video. I'll do my best to reply, and if you need additional support, go ahead and check out our Patreon group. This is going to give you one-on-one access with me to ask all the different questions when you're creating your listing or just about the entire e-commerce process in general. If you guys like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.